Hey, all fellow travelers on Spaceship Earth. So, good evening. Oh, hey, look, you got a little duck on there. That's pretty cool, actually. Good job. So, I don't have all my little doodly wops around me. There we go. Now we have all the doodly wops. I don't hear my music. When do I hear music? It's very quiet music. I don't think I like the ambient. It's just a little too quiet. Let's try. There we go. Right? It's a little bit better. All right. I'm already starting to cut up pages and do stuff and things and all kinds of stuff. So let's switch over to the drawing monitor. We're getting work done. Whoa. Stop doing that. Completely acting the wrong way. Where's the controller that I can use to do this? Okay. Clearly. Hey, Neon. How you doing? How's life on your side of the states? I don't want these to move. Stop doing that. There was a way to get. Well, oh, there we go. That's what I was after. That's what I wanted you to do in the first place. Now you're finally doing it. Really, this is my Misegoma. Just woke up. Gotcha. So I'm trying to pull all the other frames out of the way. It's my Misegoma. So one of the things we had discussed before was the Misegoma is the main functioning, the focus of this page. And so I actually think I'll probably even pull this guy up right here. So I kind of want him moved up too, right? So even though this is like an establishment frame, what I can also do with this one is bring it all the way to the top and just leave my ship way up here, kind of sitting up there on that one, and that's fine. And that's the best part about this is I can pull this frame out. And there we go. Man, those kids will wear you out, though. I'm just saying. Kids are no joke, man. Okay. Now let's set all of our settings correctly. We have to be set for the correct font. It's 18. Make sure that we set this for black. Yeah. Alrighty. I'm going to go into my balloons. He's not mumbling. Right? The best part about this is that it allows you to grab these balloons. Oh, for crying out loud. Sure, some way I could set this so you can't select it. You know? Yeah. Can I set it as a reference layer? If so, does that mean it never selects? Maybe it does. Let's see. No, it still selects. Anyway, sort of a pain in the butt. feel like that's almost too big. No, it's 8 point. It's not 18 point. It is too big. My tool sets. That's much more like it. I'm like, this is just so big. You finally made yourself an office? That's awesome. I love my office. Yeah. Aw, yeah, but it's like a real place. Like, that's important. It's important. It's important to have a spot, something you can say, this is mine, and all you people stop eating the candy canes out of it. I have problems with candy canes, you see. Kids, they eat my candy canes. Just saying. Stop putting periods in. There are no periods, only Zool. Yeah, I remember that too. When kiddo was like 2, I put my office in the living room so that the playpen area was right in front of me so that he could bounce around all he wanted right there. But he was right there. And he could come up to my desk and put his hands on the desk, and I could grab his hands and play with his hands and stuff like that so that there was still contact. And this was before he was toddler, or well, this is after he'd started moving, but before he was speaking. Didn't have any real words at that point. I actually kind of feel like maybe this guy belongs somewhere else. I'll lose it. There we are. Mm-hmm. Same reason. You can watch them. Gotta watch them, or they leave. Take all your money with them. Wait, whoa, whoa. Different person. I don't have a buffer yet. I just post them whenever I get to it. But I am doing this entire episode all at once. So I did issue 1 of the whole episode, and now I'm doing 2 and 3 together so that I can kind of give it to my beta readers to look it over and decide, whether we've got problems or in the whole story. But they'll be able to see it all at once, which is important. Who knows? And then I do this is becoming sort of a thing that I like to do in my comic, and I do it a lot, where it's the same frame all the way down, and it's the two characters and they're moving down, and it gives the feeling that they're both staring at each other, like nobody's moving. Like one character talks to the other character, because in this instance, like Chang is making a plea, right? It's all right, I'll talk to him diplomatically, and all you have is Bennett just going, and she's just drinking her coffee. And I like the feel of Chang going, no, this will work, this will be great, we can get this to work. And Bennett's like, nope. You could just like read her demeanor as no. And then finally Bennett says, Chang says, I'd like to give them the benefit of the doubt, Angie. And then Angie finally says, I'd rather give them the benefit of our maser array. It's like, it's what she does. She's the security person. She fires the big explodey things. She's big on that. And she has a solution for this. The solution is to blow stuff up. I like the feel of that. It breaks the system up pretty good. I even think Kat's been trying to kind of explain a little bit of that too when they've been on. You can post, okay, see you later. What's going on here? You're here.
I hope so. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Is it okay? Is the sound okay? Okay,
yeah, a
good.
little break-up-y, but not that bad.
Okay. If
Little
it gets
scratchy.
bad, ooh, maybe I'll try to fix it. I've got my Bluetooth headset on, so I'll fix it.
Oh, it's good to have you here.
Yeah, I'm working on portfolio stuff.
Right.
So having a really hard time like not overdrawing it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because it says just sketches are fine, and I'm like, what are sketches? Does not compute.
Yep. Uh-oh. Whatever that was, we lost it.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, you just got all tinny and very compressed.
Oh, right now? Ooh.
Oh, hey, listen to that. Wow. Now you're
Oh.
clear as a bell.
Okay, yep, that's what it was. It was just interference that I had. So now I have my headset so that I can listen, and then I have my other mic up so you can use that instead. Because it was trying to put in the audio, it was trying to use it for mic and listen or input and output at the same time. And I think for whatever reason, this particular headset isn't, because it's wireless, and this particular headset isn't good at doing both for some reason. They're just like a dinky little small headset.
Yeah.
Like they're not even headset, they're earpieces. And I think for streaming, that's not the most.
That's cool. Yep. So I am putting in text bubbles and cutting frames and,
Oh boy, our favorite part.
Yep. I do like this new battle plan that I'm doing where before I've even drawn a single frame, I'm getting all of this done. I like it a whole lot better because it allows me to sort of go through all the phases of the hard stuff so that when the drawing is done, it's done. Like I finished all the drawing and then the last drawing rolls out and we are done because all the text is already in and all the frames are already built. You know what I mean? Like it's all, and at the same time,
it's nice to do that part.
Hmm?
I said, yeah, it's nice. That's kind of the approach that I've started taking, and it's really nice to just have that all done early.
Yeah, and it also allows me to give this to my buddies. Excuse me. So if they, oh, you can't do, this section doesn't make sense or whatever. the worst thing that's happened is that I just have a whole bunch of sketches that are, lost. Ugh, for some reason, I'm having a real problem today with inhaling saliva, which makes it so I can't talk all of a sudden. So, how are your plans for leaving going?
My flight's booked, Airbnb's booked, like everything, absolutely everything. San Diego wise is ready to go. Badge is ready to go. Like everything is good to go. I just gotta pack my actual. I just gotta actually pack my bags, finish cleaning the apartment. Because apparently the landlord's going to be coming by when I'm in here or when I'm not here. So I gotta make sure it's clean, of course. And I can give them permission for it because because we're so we're near the college here. There's like a lot of the college kids have moved out, and so they're doing like end of year lease inspections.
Right.
And so they're like, we're just gonna go ahead and like look at everybody. And the date that they gave me, I'm not gonna be here for.
Woo! You just got really close all of a sudden. Now you got far away. That's very funny.
I did?
Yeah, for a minute there you were really close.
Oh, that's weird. Sorry.
It's all good. You're fine. So, yeah, the landlord's going to be, because it's end of year or whatever. Did I lose you?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No, I'm here. Sorry, I'm like multitasking with like 4 people are trying to talk to me at the same time.
It's all good, man.
Yeah, my own server, and then there's these people that are like, What do you mean you don't play games? And it's like, I don't play games. The last time I played a video game was like January.
I'm sorry. I'm only laughing because I do play games, and I think it's been longer than that since for me because I've been on these deadlines.
Yeah, people are just like, why would you not play games? And I'm like, I'd rather draw. Like, I have shit to do.
And people do. People really have.
People are shocked by this.
Yeah, they really don't understand, like, the ridiculous drive we have to do these things. Like, we can't not do them.
Yeah, they're like.
Grave Courier thinks you're in a good mood. You do sound like you're in a good mood. Come on. Stopping it fast. There we go. Follow win. Then glitching?
Glitch? No, I think he's just playing around with the emojis.
Oh, okay.
Guys, stop! Like, I'm trying to send someone a message, and there's like 50 million people like talking. And like I'm trying to like grab somebody's reply, and it keeps moving. Like
Here?
No, in the stupid server that I'm in, people keep pinging me.
Oh.
Like, and it's like I'm trying to reply to someone, but the chat keeps moving, and I can't grab the person's reply to reply to them.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, that's wild.
It's like, guys, stop it. And it's a new server that I joined, and they wanted to see my manga, like my link, and so I was trying to send them the link, and the chat kept moving. It's like, chat's moving too fast. And then when I finally sent it, I forgot to add the link in the reply. So I had to try again. And now they're arguing over some series called Tokyo Revengers. They're arguing about it.
Oh, hey, Kat, can I ask you a question? Are you available for questions?
Yeah, go ahead.
Do you know of a way to make it so that it won't select the layer? So I put
Wait, what?
won't select the layer. So I like to use the select whatever I'm pointing at tool. So like put it on this and then select the thing that it's supposed to select, like and here. But I
Yeah,
put the sketch on the top, so it's always clicking on the sketch always. And so, is there a way to make it sort of ignore a layer so that it won't click on that layer? Otherwise, I got to go all the way through each one of these layers and find all these bubbles and click on them, and it's really a pain in the butt.
No, because it's gonna select whatever pixel is. Well, there's select layer, there's select by layer, and you can tell it to like exclude certain things, like exclude text, exclude if you mark your sketch as a draft layer. So you know how you can mark something as a reference layer. You can mark your sketch as a draft layer, and then if you go to select layer instead of object. You can actually tell it to exclude draft layers. Do you see what I'm talking about?
The move object properties, you mean?
Okay, so at the top, you'll see your operation
layer.
Right, and so yeah, if you click on select layer, then there's like the tool, like the tool property select layer. There's a little option here that says exclude, and it shows the pencil with an X, and if you hover over it, it'll say exclude draft layers. If you click on that, it will not select anything that has a draft layer marker on it. So it should select everything else.
Select layer. Okay.
It's in your object. It's in.
I got it.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. See if that works for you.
Yeah. There we go. Now I cut the end.
There you go.
Alright, girl.
Yeah. I got really confused for a second.
Yeah, I figured I was doing something weird. You know what I mean? Like, I'm always doing something just. I really like the click to select a layer thing. And oh, that didn't work. That worked for all of a second. Because now we're back to select object. So yeah, never mind. It's fine. I'll place these later. I just turned them off. I just was trying to. So the last one I did, what I did was make a. I made every layer multiply. So all the layers were multiply and then put it at the back. And that was great. But then I had to go through and select each layer and say multiply, And so it was like a pain in the butt to set up, but it saved me a lot of time later, I also have a question. Do you ever chain your speech bubbles together?
Yeah.
How do you do that?
Yeah, that way you merge them.
Oh, merge them. Oh, okay. That works.
Yeah, so just merge the layer, but it'll keep the bubbles still separate. It'll keep them editable, so you can still edit each one individually.
So like click this one and this one and this. Dang it.
You have to merge the actual layers themselves. Each one should be on its own layer now. You need to merge the layers that they're on.
Great. And then you can just draw between them.
Draw between them? Oh, you mean connect them that way? No, I've never done that before. But yeah, if they're on the same layer, you can do that. Yeah.
I was just about to say, yeah. Look, what are you talking about? I'm like,
yeah. I connect them so that they're like, I don't like draw a line between them. I never do that. Personally.
And that's fine. Yeah, that's a common. So I am of the school of thought that you never use periods. So with that school of thought, it comes with each sentence is its own bubble.
Mm-hmm.
That's an American style thing, which I took all of my text stuff from American comics
Mm-hmm.
and all of my other formats from manga because I figured the text is going to be in English. So
Mm-hmm.
I might as well use the conventions that are known in American comics. So one of the conventions is that you put one sentence in a bubble, another sentence in a bubble, and then you link the two of them together with a line.
Mm.
You know, and like this is her saying one thing. You know, I remember the ship blowing up, an overload, and that you don't like tuna. So these should all be linked together so that these two will be linked together, and then they'll both have their own points. The balloon tails. They'll have this one will have a tail, and this one will have a tail to her. But these two should be linked together, and that's what I was trying to figure out. How do I do that?
Yeah, if they're on the same layer, you should be able to you just connect them via a tail. You can use this the same way that you use a tail to connect. Like you can manually, instead of drawing like a triangle tail, just draw like a square, basically like a rectangle, and curve it slightly.
Like that.
There you go.
It works.
Yeah.
It actually worked perfect.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. There you go. Yeah, I was like, what is the word for this? Brain work, please.
Yay for ADHD and the wonderful aphasia that it has that comes with it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was like, what is the word? I know there's a word in English for this.
The funniest part is I literally just did the same thing, going, and then they'll both have their own pointers. No, not pointers. Tails. I literally just did the same thing with the same word.
That's so funny. Yeah, my brain just went.
Well,
it just sits there inside and screams.
It was perfect, and actually, Thank you very much. That was great.
You're welcome. Yeah, that's how I would do it, just to keep it simple.
Mm-hmm. No, that works just fine.
Yeah, why make it harder than it has to be?
The ones where have linked bubbles, which I
so.
think is on this page.
Here's something that I don't know how I feel about. In this other server, they're assuming I'm male. Which, like, as a non-binary person, I don't, like, on that side, I don't really care that much. But some part of me, for some reason, is still bothered by the fact that everyone automatically is assuming that I'm a male because I make a seinen manga, so I'm, of course, automatically a male.
Right.
And I want to tell them, but I kind of just want to let it go and see how long it takes them to figure it out.
It's funny, because, like, we've had this discussion before. They think I'm often female because my avatar is usually Chang.
Mm-hmm.
And so they think I'm female, and I just let that roll.
Yeah, I'm kind of just letting it go.
Yeah, I mean, because, like, I'm okay with that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because they're calling me brother and stuff, and I'm like, okay, dude.
Yeah, although, to be fair, as someone who is notoriously 80s, I call you bro, too. Just thinking.
No, these are young folk. And it's a server that's I didn't know when I joined, but it's mostly African American folk, which is fine. Like I think it's fun, but they're like, I don't know if it's like a AAVE thing where they just use brother for everything. I don't know. It's not like it's not a lingo I'm used to being exposed to consistently. It's like I want to ask, but I don't want to ask.
Right.
Like,
because then you're kind of like, am I in a private thing that maybe I shouldn't be? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like, am I somewhere that I'm in danger?
Right.
Like, am I overstepping a boundary by being here?
Right.
Is somebody mistaken about about me. Or maybe I'm just so cool that they don't care. maybe they just genuinely don't care. Maybe it's genuinely open to everybody. And I'm just like the odd duck out, maybe. I mean, they're all pretty chill and nice, which is awesome. So I'll probably just stick around and see how long it takes.
And then
This
realize,
is like a game to me now. Huh?
for them to realize. Well,
Yeah.
I'm non-binary though, so I mean, like, I think that they would, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if anybody defaults to that yet. We haven't had enough of that
No.
culture long enough for it to be a default.
Oh, it's not that part. It's not the non-binary part that I care about. Like, I don't care if they use they, them. Like, I don't have any specific pronouns that I prefer. It's the fact that they're assuming that I'm male and not the entertaining the possibility that I could be female.
Right.
That's the part that I'm sort of like paying attention to. Is I'm like, are they assuming that I can only be male? Or
Right.
like, because like, why have I not asked? They're just assuming that I'm male, or is it just a lingo thing?
Right.
I don't know. It's just it's a curious thing.
Yeah, it's something I'm always.
It's not malicious.
Oh yeah, no, of course not. It's something I'm always.
Yeah, there's no malicious.
Like, when does it happen? When we're in forums and things like that, that they're sitting there, and I'll wait until I start seeing people talking about me in third person, and then I'm like, you know, they're sitting there going, well, she said this and she said this, and I'm like, yep, you're basing it all on my avatar.
Yeah, but you just drop it and then they're like, wait a minute.
Yeah, right? I mean, as long as I'm not vocal, as long as there's no way you can hear my voice, I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
I'll let them roll with me being female.
Yeah,
I mean,
same.
when I role play and everything like that, I cross play. So, you know, it's like,
yeah.
I always perpetually. That's actually something that's kind of fun is seeing which DM can misgender my character. You know, like, because I'm always cross playing. I'm always playing female, and characters are always female, and it's. I don't know. We went through this whole thing in Geek Tank one night about why I always play females. Because, of course, when I was in my teens, it was because I like to draw cute girls, you know. But I still do that now, and that's not a drive anymore. And so it actually, it has a lot to do with, you know, my mom and kind of a little bit of hero worship of my mom and stuff like that. And so. But yeah, so it's funny when people misgender my character. I'm like, that's interesting. Okay, cool, go for it, you know. But then they misgender me online, and I'm like, that's fascinating. Why would you think that?
Yeah, exactly. Why would you think that? Yeah, that's kind of how that's how I feel about it. It's not like oh, how dare you like misgender me.
Right.
It's I wonder why they think this kind of perspective that I have. That's all it is.
Oh, sure.
You could call it morbid curiosity.
Right?
And it's interesting, like, the majority of places that I go, and it's definitely because I have Aros as my avatar. Like, if I had one of my female characters, it probably wouldn't happen. But because I have Aros, my MC, as my main character, like, people have told me this, like, they assume that I'm male because of that.
Right. Same with me, because I put Chang
until
up there
they hear me speak.
Right.
Yeah,
Well,
and then they're like, "Oh."
I'm usually fine. I'll just let you go with it.
Yeah, same. I don't care what people call me. I don't care. I don't care if they refer to me as it. I don't really care at all.
Ooh, I wouldn't
I'm one
call
of
you-
those. I'm just saying that, like, if people were to say it, I wouldn't care.
No, I
Like,
understand.
yeah, like, I don't give a damn.
It's not on your radar as important things. You got far more.
Exactly.
To do, and I get that.
Yeah. Oh man. So guess who messaged me over the weekend?
Uh-oh. Who?
My mom.
Oh no.
Yeah, apparently my grandma wanted to share my Facebook post, and I had mom blocked. And grandma's like, "Can you please unblock your mother so I can share it with her?" And I'm like, "Why does she deserve to know?" The post about my panel. I'm like, "Why does she deserve to know? Why?" And I'm like, "You know what? I'll amuse her this one time."
Right.
So I did it, and then my and then my mom sent me this text. And because I don't have her blocked, like just because I know something's gonna happen to grandma eventually, and I know it'll probably be mom that talks to me. So, so she's like, "Thank you. I can't even begin to say how proud I am of you, and you have stuck to your dream and made it happen. Well done." And it's like, bruh,
Yeah.
you literally kicked me out of your house on fucking Christmas. Fuck you.
Right.
Damn. The same
I got
person who told me
you
she
while I
regretted helping.
do.
Yeah, yeah, she said she regretted helping me with college. She said I'd never be able to pay her back, and now I'm making as much money as she is, and it's like, oh, how the tables have turned. Like, if this startup company grows the way that I think it's gonna go, I'll be making more money than you ever did. Like, damn.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, oh, now that I'm a panelist in San Diego, now you care.
Right. Not well. That's kind of one of the things I noticed too. Was like family who were not geeky. You know, it didn't matter to them what I was doing until I hit something they understood. You know what I mean? Like I'm a director at NDK. NDK is the second largest convention in Colorado. In fact, it's the biggest anime convention short of ACON. And that meant nothing to my dad until I said 25,000 people. That meant something. You know what I mean? Like, and my dad's not a problem. I mean, like, he was never mean or anything, but he just, oh, that's really nice. I'm glad you're doing that, you know, sort of thing. Like, you could tell he's like, I'm just gonna sit here and support you because that's what I'm supposed to do, but I have absolutely zero clue what you're talking about. You know what I mean? Like, you can totally sense that that was where he was. And then I said 25,000 people every day. And he was like, oh, because he used to work at Marriott and he used to be a general manager. So he understood the numbers. Once the numbers came in, he's like, you're doing a big shot thing. You know, all of a sudden he's like, I get it now. Because really, honestly, my dad had been with me since I started NDK in 1997, when there was 280 people total, if you counted every warm body that was there, that was affiliated. So staff and guests and attendees equaled 287 people. So to dad, he was like, I'm glad you're still doing that, you know, little get together with your buddies, you know. And then I said, no, Dad, our attendance was 25,000 people. And he went, whoa, what? You know, like complete. You didn't know.
Yeah.
And it's not the same thing, I know, because my dad didn't kick me out on Christmas. So, but it's still, you know, I've noticed that the non-geeks, they don't get it until it hits an impact that they understand, you know. Kind of bummed that that's the way that your mom and you went down, though. Sorry about that, man. I mean, not like
It's
you know,
okay.
it is what it is, but still, I feel for you.
Yeah. It is what it is. It's not gonna change, so I've just kind of left it.
Yeah.
She doesn't get to celebrate with me now, so
She isn't given that privilege, and that is a privilege.
It is.
So
Completely changed my comic book writing. Thank you so much. This is perfect.
oh, you're welcome.
No.
What is this? I love when I find like mystery lines.
Yeah. You're like, what in the world am I going? What am I doing? Where'd this line come from? Who are you people? Hey, welcome back, Neon. Well, so far, I'm on page 9. No, 11. I'm on page 11 of putting in text bubbles. And Kat showed me how to link bubbles together, something that I had been struggling with forever because it's stupid, but I hate it anyway. But yeah, so that was really cool.
Bubbles.
You're awesome. Okay, I'm all about tips. In the color palette, hit the 3 lines, make it a list.
I'm gonna move this over instead.
Keep track of palettes easier. Like I could edit my color. Oh. Like I could create a new set. Check that. Okay, maybe this is pretty cool, actually. All right. So I have all my colors up here. I do that. Let me set this. Oh, there we go. Hey, Alfie. How are you doing today? Oh, noes. First day back at school, huh? Yeah, so far so good. Doing pretty good. Oh, no. Alfie's in high school through working through like the traumas of high school, which I feel so much. Yeah, it's Alfie's coming back from Christmas break, effectively winter break. What's the temperature like, Alfie? It's still so cold. So Alfie, we hit 31 today, and it was unpleasant. I was not happy about 31. But yeah, well, they had said that we would plausibly get 40, but then a rainstorm came in the afternoon and cooled us down. But yeah, still, I don't like anything over 30. I've decided. I'd much rather be down there with you, where it's nice and cool. I don't do heat well. I'm great in the cold because I'm from Colorado. Like, I'm a Coloradan. Like, this is a thing. You know? Who knows? I have messed with the things. So you can trade places with us, man. So all you gotta do, Alfie, you just gotta get on a flight and trade places. And you could be here where it's super warm, and I can be down there where it's nice and cool. And not pining for a nice snowfall. Why are you torn there, Neon? What's going on? You torn between like cold and hot? Which, you know, that's a reasonable thing to get torn about. Sadness. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Back to what I was telling Kat, you may have to just abandon it. That's a phrase that I had heard. Somebody had mentioned it. Somebody big, like Picasso or, you know, Michelangelo or somebody like that. That was a quote that I had heard from a well-known artist was, I don't ever finish my pieces, I abandon them. And it really altered and changed how I perceived things and saw things. Because I mean, legitimately, I have to sometimes just abandon the piece, because otherwise I'll fuss with it forever, ever and ever and ever, and it never be done, and it will just be me futzing with it forever, and you know what? It's just not worth it. You just have to abandon it.
Well, there's another way to look at this. And as much as I don't like Jake Parker, he made a really good point with this. Finished and not perfect. Like, you can always choose to go back and redo something, and a lot of people neglect to even finish their pieces because they're worried about it not turning out perfectly or the way that they want it to. So then all you ever do is you end up with a bunch of, like, anxiety because you feel like you're never going to finish things the way that you want them to. And you have to accept the fact that it's probably going to take you a lot of bad pieces before you get good ones. And it's okay to make mistakes, and it's okay to not finish something, as Guy just pointed out. So finish things, and finish doesn't mean like actually finish. It just means come to a place where you feel like, okay, I can walk away from this, and can always like redo it at another date. It will always be there for me when I'm ready to go back to it.
Mm-hmm. And that's one of the things that I also think about a lot. Is a buddy of mine had said that they really liked watching growth, and that changed my opinion on art. You know what I mean? Like on the comics, because I would sit here and freak out about, oh no, volume 2 is a better art style than volume 1. I learned so much in volume 1, everything changed. Oh no. Oh, Donald, that's a horrible day. I'm sorry, man. That's brutal. This has not been a good day. Not been a good day for lots of people. But yeah, I mean, that's once my buddy had said that, I totally changed the way I saw how I was doing this, because they were saying effectively, you know, I like to see that growth. I like to read a comic and know that they had grown from their first early days and actually physically see what's going on. You know, I was like, that's kind of cool. I don't know. It's one of those things. I do know, though, boy, imposter syndrome kicks my butt sometimes. Boy, does it kick my butt. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I feel you. There's nothing I can really do or say that will change or alter anything, and that's the part that really sucks. You know. Except to tell you that, you know, you're not alone, man. You're not alone. We're all here with you in this same goofy, weird boat that we're in, you know. Oh, you're fine, man. Oh, gotcha. Really? Costco customer service? We're not putting up with you, Neon. You're putting up with us. We're like, we're kind of like all here. We are who we are. I'm grateful to have you here. I was talking earlier to a buddy of mine who was like, "So you stream? How many people do you have on there?" And I'm like, "I don't know, 6, 7." Like, you don't have a lot of subscribers? I'm like, you know what? I'd rather have like 3 people who were genuinely trying to get work done than a million people who just kind of come in here and do stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I'd much rather have this be valuable. So I'm glad you're getting.
Yeah, I get that too.
No.
I get that too.
Yeah.
They're like, well, you'd have so much more subscribers if you or followers if you did this, and I'm like, I don't care.
I don't want.
I'm not doing it for other people. I'm doing it for me.
Yeah, or the people who you can like genuinely help, like other comic artists who are just trying to make it through. You know.
Yeah. We're literally having like a conversation now in this other server where people are talking about like, oh, I want money, I want to grow, I want fan art, I want to be able to live off my stuff now. And there are lots of people who are like, say they're willing to sacrifice their happiness to get money, and I'm like, good luck with that. I mean, if you want to do that, you can, but that's a much harder road to go down.
Yeah.
I'm not going to shame anyone for doing that, because a lot of people make it. You know, they make big followings, and then it's easy to transition into the stuff they want to do. I could never do that, though.
Got different. So when I started out, whatever, 10 years ago or whatever, that was my mission, was to make money and all that stuff. And I just never, it never got there. And somewhere along the line, when we were doing Geek Tank, we were all sitting around talking at a Denny's or whatever. And I was like, you know, the reality kind of is that I kind of like, I really just enjoy going to conventions and talking to people. And I don't know if we're ever going to make any money off of this, and we're never going to get anywhere. I never kind of went, you know what? Maybe that's just okay. Maybe that's what we're here for. Maybe that's what it's supposed to be. And that changed my view on things. And now I'm like, you know what? If you don't have 1 million followers, it's fine. Maybe that's.
Yeah. That's how I feel about it. I'm here to make me happy. And if others are happy with what I do too, like, that's a bonus.
Yeah. I mean, I want to help, because there's, I want to be able to help people if they need help, and if I can give any information. But that's the teacher in me. I've been a school teacher, and that's just sort of a thing. It's like I feel compelled to help other people. It's like it's in my DNA or whatever. I'm like, oh, but I gotta help you.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely can relate to that. Doing community, like it's like in my nature to just help people and to sort of like help govern communities when I'm in them. Like, I don't even mean to do it. It's just like becoming part of what I do, much to many people's chagrin. They're like, Kat, this isn't your community. Oh, sorry. Sorry.
My rope. Oh, hey, I remember your name. It's Max. No, that's not gonna. Dang it. That's a bummer. I like this line. I don't think this is gonna fit. Oh no, 5 minutes remain. Damn.
Yeah, I've been so not productive on this today.
All right.
No, it's not alright. I have a portfolio review on
That's
Friday.
true. You do. But it's understandable? Does that make sense?
Yeah, I also have my presentation to get ready for the panel. What I'll probably do is I'll probably just like borrow from my articles, to be honest. So I'm going to talk about I've decided what I'm going to talk about for my panel is Komawari and Kishoten kits and the different types of panels, because like I wanted to talk about something cooler, but I feel like nobody talks about those
Right.
things.
Well, like I would sit through a panel and take lots of notes if you just went through things like how to ascertain what your misegoma is. Because that's the one that gets me every time, trying to figure out where the misegoma is. And that one's the one that it took some feel to get to. I'd love to hear about that. I'm just saying. Yeah, there are so many people who've never been to a convention. But I also, like, my sister is not a convention person. You know what I mean? Like, that's not her jam. She just wouldn't get it. She's been to them and kind of did the, kind of like frozen smile as she looks around going, oh boy. You know what I mean? Like, and it's like, and I feel bad for her because I'm like, well, I mean, it's not supposed to be scary, but And I agree with you, Donald. I don't know, but that's the thing. Like, it's kind of like a football game. I've been to a number of football games, all Broncos games, because this is Colorado and Broncos country. My mom was a super big Broncos nut. She was insane. She was an insane person. And I've been to the games and I like the energy and I like the power, but I really just don't have, my heart's not there. I don't understand, or I do understand. Like I said, I speak the language. But it's not my fandom. It was wonderful going with my mom and sharing that with her. That was a thing that was really cool. It was nice to be part of her world, but I won't voluntarily go to a ball game. It's noisy, it's loud, the food's kind of weird. You know what I mean? Like, there's no, and I don't care enough. But conventions, on the other hand, that's my people. That's my ball game. That I understand the people who are there. I get the weird, whatever weird that is. I understand it. I feel it. And I can even be at like San Diego Comic-Con, and even though none of those people are Coloradans, None of those people are, you know what I mean? They're all going to be wearing outfits and things like that make sense to me. You know, that I understand. Oh, you're Captain America. I get that. You know, you know, the, you know, I like that. But it is interesting because it's always sort of a weird, different culture. We don't think about how we have a different culture. We do. Neon, I hope I did express that I really love the thing you just told me on over here about how to do the color sets. I sent it to Neon because Neon came on and said that she had a cool thing she knew about color sets and trick. And I was just going to say, I love it. It was good. The jock and the geek worlds are very different, although it's funny that I've noticed that post millennials, I've got a couple of my buddies who are both. They'll go to every Bronco game they can, and they come to the conventions with us, and they live in both worlds. And I'm like, more power to you guys, you know? That's awesome. Mm-hmm. I'm going to go for just a little longer because I'm still working on page 10, and I'd like to clear page 10 before tomorrow morning. I am going to go to breakfast with a buddy of mine from high school and junior high. I haven't seen her in a long time, and it's kind of cool because she lives in Montana. So it's kind of nice to, I mean, we've been in touch over the years, but I don't see her very often because she lives in Montana, and it's like, so I'm like, aw. So she's like, I'm in town for just a little bit because she's part of a firefighting crew, and so she usually only comes through when there's fires to fight. And there was a fire down in Colorado Springs, but they put it under control pretty quickly, so she didn't have to mess with it. So she's like, I'm free for the next couple of days. I was down in the Springs, and now I got to head back to Montana, but I've got a day or two before they need me. The geeks that don't need fake muscles. And so the fun part about her, I really love hanging out with her because she's got kind of the same love for machines that I do. And so she and I can sit there and geek out over the helicopters that they use and all the machines. And I just love, it gets all into the details and the nitty gritty of all them. She's just she's a best bud from 100 years ago. And I just love chatting with her.
Yeah, it's nice to have those people that you can just geek out about stuff with.
Yeah, sometimes you just need friends like that, somebody who's just as goofy, weirdo geek. Just like you. All right. Kind of finished this page. Mm-hmm. I think so. When we started Geek Tank, it was based on the principle that all of us have geekdoms of some sort. It's not just geeks. You know what I mean? Like you'll find
Yeah.
people who have these really amazingly interesting things. What do you really geek out about? And like Terry Farrell, who played Jedzia Dax, I was interviewing her and I said, what do you geek out about? And she's like, pants that fit. And I was like, what? And she's like, I'm 6 foot and finding pants that fit me are impossible. And so when I find them, I totally geek out about the whole thing and I'll buy like the whole store out. I'm like,
Yeah, I relate to that.
right?
Yeah, I relate to
And I
that.
was like, that's just so cool. Connor Trenier, who played Trip Tucker in Enterprise, he geeks out about cooking. He likes coming up with new recipes. He likes messing around with flavors. And I mean, like all of these things. And it's like, huh,
That is wholesome as frick.
right? And I'm like, I just really enjoyed asking those questions. Nana Visitor, who played Kira, Major Kira, she geeks out about parties with the
Mhm.
friends and with Trekkies. She just likes to randomly throw parties and let the Trekkies in. And she just likes being with the
Nice.
Trekkies. And it's like, she's like, they're my people, like it's just like, it's so wholesome and pure. And it's like a thing that I just absolutely love. And it's great. And karaoke, I love going to karaoke. All right. I think I'm going to, because this is all pictures, so that makes this easy. It's Chang. She's in bed. The rain's raining. It's doing its thing. I call this one done. Save the page. And then tomorrow morning at morning stream, I'll continue with 14:15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're about a third through. So it looks like I can make it about a third. So should be done with all the cutting up and dialogue of this by tomorrow night, which would be good because then I can put this to bed and then send both of these off to be edited and watched and checked over and all of that stuff. And my best friend can make a mess of it without me going, oh, yeah, what'd you do to my beautiful book? So that works. So, Kat, are you on the plane tomorrow morning?
My what?
Are you on the plane tomorrow morning?
No, Wednesday midday.
Okay. Do you want to jump on stream tomorrow? Oh, you can't because you'll be working, won't you?
Yeah, I have to work tomorrow. I have to finish getting everything done in advance for boss man Kevin.
Right? Boss man.
Yeah, I gotta do all my articles in advance. And to make sure.
Reminds me that tomorrow, I have I'm going to be in a game tomorrow, but I'm going to be way up at 104th and whatever, way out in Colorado, 104th or whatever. So probably will be coming in late to start. So if you want to start the stream before me, you can.
Tomorrow afternoon?
Tomorrow evening, yeah.
I won't be streaming tomorrow night. I'm gonna be sleeping.
You're going to be sleeping tomorrow night? Then never mind.
Yeah,
That's
I'm going to go to Yeah, I'm going to bed early tomorrow because I have to be up extra early so I can go to my stepmom's house so she can get me to the airport.
That's fair.
I'm going, yeah, because I have to be at the airport extra early because of when she has to go to work. So I'll be going to bed at like a reasonable time tomorrow.
Oh, come on, reasonable, schmeasonable.
Reasonable means before 3 a.m.
I'm like, with us, it's nothing.
Just kidding. My usual bedtime is 1:30, so I'll probably be in bed before 9 o'clock tomorrow.
Fair.
Because I gotta be up by 6.
Yeah.
So I gotta be up. Yeah, I gotta be up really early. Usually I'm up at like 8:30. So that's gonna jet lag the hell out of me. Being up 2.5 hours early, rest in pieces.
Right. Well, and I got to be up early tomorrow morning so I can go hang out with my buddy before she ships out. Because of course, you know, she's like all those go-getters. You know, she's up with the crack of dawn, ready to get in there and fight fires and do things and be
crazy
like,
people.
Yeah, I know. Like, Rrr. And so I'm
yeah.
like, I hate.
Yeah, I don't even know how those people exist.
Right? How do you?
They're mythological creatures.
Donald, I'm sorry you had a bad day. I'm glad it's better now. Space.
I hope it gets better for you tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah. And Neon, I'm glad you were here tonight too. Thanks. I mean, and Alfie was here for a little while, but Alfie went and got apple juice, and I haven't seen Alfie since. So there's that. It's like Alfie was here. We had Grave Courier for a little while, and that was kind of interesting. But you know, and of course, we did in fact have Brent for the very, very beginning of this, but I think he conked out a while back. So, but either way, I'm glad to have all of you guys here. Thank you for joining me. Kat, if this is your last stream before you head on out, have a good trip, have a good flight.
Thank you. I'm excited.
I'm looking forward to hearing your after action report when you get back.
Oh man, it's gonna be busy, especially with my portfolio review with Viz. Oh man,
I'm looking forward to hearing what happened. I'm looking forward to it. So,
me too.
Yeah, this is gonna be fun. All right.
Yeah, guys. I'll be back probably next Tuesday.
Right. Well, that'd be good. We'll see you next Tuesday then. Okay, guys. I am OOH, and so is Kat for the night. And as always, keep your eyes on the stars. Good night.
Good night.